Okay, perfect. So good morning. Happy Thursday. Happy second of the month. We got credits today. So today is product credits day. If you have not gone and seen them yet, they're underneath your commissions, Lavelle credits, and they'll pop up there if you earn them. If you had 2 customers order on auto ship pricing, they'll be there. So we can use that as part of our IPAs for today too. As far as like posting and on our stories, that's a really fun thing to talk about. So I'm just going to say one more time before we get started that if anybody did not do their self-development, I went real big. Okay, there we go. Sorry, y'all. If anybody did not do their self-development, please log off of this and go into your self-development for like 15, 20 minutes because I will be recording this. I promise you'll have access to it, but you cannot pour into your business, into your team, into customers if you are not first pouring into yourself. So that's just something that I definitely want to make sure that we say, just so everybody knows. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do after our self-development is, and this is something I've done for a while now, is pick why today. I know that kind of sounds silly because it's like, how is that an IPA? How is that growing my business? But when you have a why for today or a goal for today, and this kind of goes off of our training last night, and you know how you're going to get it, you're going to work your business towards that for today. It's going to give you a new kind of fire. It's going to give you a new kind of meaning behind your day. So I want everybody to sit for like a minute or so and just figure out why you're working your business today. Not an overall why of why you're in this business, why you're in this industry, but why today. What do you want to do today that keeps you working your business? So let's do that for like a minute and then we'll get going with our actual IPAs of what we're doing. And I have the chat option open if anybody has any questions at all. Just giving it a minute so we can all find a why for today. All right, so everybody should have why they're here today, why they're working their business, what their goal is for today, and part of these IPAs should hopefully be how you're going to do it, right? Call to action. Is this group Monday, Friday? No, I personally just hop on and do random work with me Zooms, random days. This isn't an everyday thing. This is just kind of a random Monday through Friday because my IPAs are what I do every single day. So the idea of IPAs is that you're building a routine, right? You're getting into the groove of working your business every single day. These are things that I do every single day. So you shouldn't need to be on a Zoom in order to do IPAs every single day is what my like reasoning behind that is. Okay, so first thing that we are going to do is products on our stories. So I want everybody to pull up their Instagram. And the reason why I put my products on my stories every single day is it shows consistency, right? It shows that you're taking the products. You cannot expect customers and promoters to want to join you or want to use your products if you're not using them. If you're not using your products every single day and you're not being consistent with them, how can you expect others to trust you for you to help them get started on this? So I have every single day for a year now shown my products on my stories. It's not like our products change, right? It's not like our 3 steps change. They're the staple piece. So every single day I share when I take my capsules, when I drink my shake, and which DFT I'm using. Sometimes it's all in one. Sometimes it's broken up. I know my capsules are always the first thing on my story every single morning. So go ahead and post on your story your products. Now, this is not a stock picture kind of post, right? This is not us taking from the company. This is us showing us using the products, holding the capsules in your hands, holding the shake or the lifestyle mix in your hands, having the DFT on your wrist or your ankle or your chest, wherever it is that you're going to put the DFT. This is you, why you're using it. And when I post my 3 steps every single morning, I pull from my 5s list of my products. If you're new and you don't have your 5s list, I made a video on it and I really, really highly suggest going to watch that after this to find your 5s list. So like for my capsules in the morning, I'll take a simple picture on my story, and I will say like, give me life, coffee free for, this is my 25th month, right? Stuff like that. Those are part of my 5 whys that make me jump up in the morning to use our products. So why are you waking up in the morning craving our products? That needs to be on your story, because now you're able to share versus sell, because it's a personal testimony. So every single day we put our products on our stories. And Instagram, I know I went over this before in a different IPA chat, but Instagram has a cool little feature where you can add a preset or a filter to your story. If you like what somebody has, so if you go to my story, I have, I think I want to say I have, on yesterday's, I used the dark preset. I've been using that one a lot. So if you like the look of that, you can go and you can touch it underneath my name. It'll say dark preset from, and then I don't know how to say that person's name, but you click it and it'll pop up on the bottom. It'll say save effect, browse effects. You can do all of that. So if you see a preset and it's underneath there, like our name, like up there, in my underneath where your name is on your stories, you can click it and save those presets to your stories. So when you go to take your product pictures, or you go to take your pictures during the day using your story feature, they all align and they're on the same look, kind of like our presets on our store, on our grid for Instagram and Facebook. It keeps it all in line and it keeps it all like you. So we should have our stories up by now. Don't mind me. I just talk while you guys are doing this, because I've already done a round of IPAs today. So I'm just basically talking them through with you guys if you've never been on one of my IPA Zooms. So we should have our products on stories. Next, what I want us to do is, since we're in Instagram and we're going to take about, let's do about 5 minutes. I like to keep my time blocking to around 5 minutes, because if you're like me and you don't have all day long to do things, 5-minute blocks are really good, because you can come back and do, everybody has 5 minutes at a time somewhere in the day, right? You can come back and you can do these things. So let's interact with stories. Something that I really love to do is go to the stories on Instagram and swipe all the way to like the left. So it takes me to the very last story on Instagram that it has to offer. The reason I do this is because those are the people that you have not interacted with in a very long time. Those are the people who you do not see their posts on your feed. Those are the people that you probably forget that you follow. So as you swipe all the way to the left and you go and you like send it scrolling, the very last story is what I start on, and then I work my way over, moving towards the front. When you do it that way, you're allowing yourself to interact with those that you haven't in a really long time, or that you haven't at all, and you don't see their stuff. Therefore, you're going to start seeing their stuff on your feed. You're going to start seeing their stuff. They're going to start seeing yours. So let's go ahead and interact with those stories. Let's do about 5 minutes. And these are true interactions, not like sending emojis, not sending reactions, not being like, love this, yes, girl, or you're so cute, or you're gorgeous, or this, that, or the other. We're not that type of business, right? This is adding value, intentionally growing your business with connections and relationships. So I only interact if I have like a sentence or more to say. So you don't have to interact with every single story that you see. If you truly don't have anything to say to it, don't, right? Sometimes that's better for you and your business to not pretend to say something versus saying it and then being like, oh, well, we grew this connection and this relationship and none of it was true, right? That can hurt you in the long run. So if you don't have anything to relate to that exact story, skip it. Go to the next one. I guarantee you eventually they're going to put something up there that you can relate to. So let's take about 5 minutes until 10:15, and let's interact with some stories on Instagram. And if anybody has any questions, go ahead and drop them in the comment or in the chat. Amy said, how come mine are all pages that I follow but not actual people? I don't know what you mean by that, because I follow on my Instagram, I follow people. If you're following like pages and not people, you might need to start working on the people you're following, because your stories are only people that you follow. So if you are only following like meme pages or like quote pages, or I don't know, any other like random pages and not actual people, that could be why. For saving your preset, sorry, I just saw that question. For saving the preset, if you go to, okay, so my Instagram is Lindsay Reed Y. So if you go to mine, I have a couple different presets up there. Underneath where my name is, if you're watching my story, underneath where my name is and you see a preset, like, let's see, I'll go to the one that I posted today. So I used today the vintage Paris. So if you go to that story of me holding my capsules and you see Rylan and Xander and my messy couch, up at the top, you'll see my name. And right underneath that, you'll see the preset name. If you click that, it will pop up at the bottom to save it. If you don't have that option, you might need to update your Instagram, but you should have that option. And then if you don't and you want to set a preset, you can always go to pull up your story and it'll take you to like the main, like to take a picture. If you scroll all the way to the left through all those fun presets, it'll bring you to browse effects. I guess I can make myself bigger so y'all can see me, huh? That'd be nice. If you like right here, browse effects, if you click that, it brings you to the effects gallery. I don't know. Oh, my brightness is probably too high. Duh. Hi, y'all. It brings you to the effects gallery and you can literally search Instagram, selfie, love, color and light, camera style, moods, funny, surroundings. Like it keeps going all the way over and you can save them from there too. So if you ever need to find a new one and you aren't sure how or where to look, you can also browse effects and then save them to your Instagram from there too. But I think you have to have an updated like version. Okay. One more minute of that. So finish up who you are interacting with and get one more in if you can, and then we're going to move on from there. So this is not more of a time question. I posted later last night about the opportunity, and now this morning I posted off the So, and Em kind of said this last night, and everybody always makes fun of me for saying this. What you did yesterday does not matter for today. The question was, if I posted an opportunity last night, would I skip? Is there like a time limit for posting? What you did yesterday was great, and that's awesome, but it does not mean you worked your business today. So I will post an opportunity event yesterday. I will post my products yesterday. Like I could end last night with an opportunity event, and I'm still going to do something today. Does it mean that, and I don't always post all of my stories in the morning, but I try when I have some time to just get them all up for what I want to do, because you want to break it up between Thrive and personal. And I'm going to talk about that once we get to posting to our story. Okay, well, let's go ahead and finish that up. And then we are going to move on to interacting with new posts. But when I say new posts, it really means new people. Yes, it's great to interact with new posts, but if you're constantly interacting with the same people over and over and over again, of course, love, if you are constantly interacting with people over and over and over again, and it's just the same 4, 5, 10, 15 people, and it's not getting you anywhere, it's because you're not growing outside of that box of your interactions, right? We have a box for our comfort zone. Well, because of the algorithm, we have a box for interacting too. So we want to break out of that, right? We're constantly trying to break out of our comfort zone. We need to be breaking out of our normal people we talk to zone, if that makes sense. So what I want everybody to do is go to your, what else? Sorry, we have Rylan and he's very talkative right now. You go to your Instagram. If you go to your page here, and I just hate this like whole large view of my face. It looks very distorted, but, you're going to go to your page, right? And you're going to hit following. So it should bring you here to your following. Do y'all see that? Maybe I need to bring my brightness down a little bit more so y'all can see it better. You'll see that arrow right there. I want you to click that. It's going to say sort by latest, and down here. Come on, light, get it together. Sort by latest, sort by earliest. So sort by latest is going to be the people that you just recently followed. Sort by earliest will be people that you've been following since you joined Instagram. So like for me, that was high school. So like people from high school. So what I want you to do is go to sort or date followed latest, and it will rearrange your following to people that you just followed. Literally, I followed the girl who's doing my makeup for my wedding last night. So she's the first one on there, right? So I want you to go through and I want you to click on their pages and I want you to interact with them. I want you to go to their story and I want you to go to their pictures and I want you to take about, let's do 10 minutes on here because I think these interactions and building, sorry, I'm eating my hair, and building these relationships are the biggest part and the biggest thing that people forget to do during the day. This is where those intentional relationships are built. Yes, sharing on our story and getting and breaking the ice and stuff like that is amazing. But if you want people to view your page, if you want people to follow you back, you need to build a relationship with them on their page. You need to be there. So what I do is I go to that feature. Again, it's following that arrow on the left or on the right. You're going to click it and you're going to do date followed latest, and it's going to bring you to the newest people that you followed. Go and click the first one and work your way down. Watch their story. If you have something to interact with on their story, respond to it. Go to their first, second, or third picture. If you have something to add value to it, add value to it. And then once you're done, go to the next one. If you don't have anything to say, then don't. Right? If you don't have anything to add to it today, then don't. Go to the next one. Do not force it. My favorite thing to say with interactions is the worst thing you can do is go and like, I am a huge meat lover, right? Like I eat meat every single day. So if I were to go and a vegetarian on my page and I were to be like, oh my gosh, like, yes, I totally relate to that. Like, oh, that's a great meal. I need to do this. Or yes, meat is so gross, like, or whatever it is, right? If I were to do that, but yet I love to eat meat. I eat meat every single day. And we built a relationship based around the fact that we're both vegetarians, but I'm not. How is that going to work when they join my team, right? How is that going to work when they figure out and I post like a picture of me eating a steak, right? How is that going to work? They're going to lose that trust in that relationship that they've built with me because they're going to be like, wow, she's a liar. Like she eats meat, right? So when you're doing your interactions, make sure it's really you and it's not you just trying to be friends with them, or it's not just you trying to get them to talk to you. It's actual interactions. So let's do that until 10:25, so another 5 more minutes, because you guys should have been doing that as I talk. And I will stop y'all when we're about a minute in so you guys can get your final ones going, and then we'll move on from there. Yeah, go for it, Em. Why do you have to ask? Here.
I just didn't want to interrupt you. So when you asked the question about the stories, like posting a story again, this is where time blocking can help you. So for me, my opportunity stories are always posted at night. So when I have a time block, I work in the morning and then I sit down normally after dinner from like 8 to 9. And that's when I do another hour of work. So because that's always when I post my stories, by the time I get to that block the next day, that story's fallen off. So I'm not like posting, 3 opportunity stories within the same 24 hours. If you block your time, you can stay consistent, but not have like continual content that's the same. Like it knocks it off. And then because you grew your network and I can't breathe, I'm so sorry, and did new interactions, then by the time you do it the next night, it'll be a fresh story for new people to see. So I just wanted to add that in case people were nervous about like putting up 2 in a row. Just let it fall off and do it at the same time every day.
Right. Yeah. So that's what I was going to get to, but yes, exactly. You said it better than I would have said it. So, okay. So we got about 4 more minutes and then we'll move on to sharing to our story, which is going to be next. All right, let's go ahead and finish up that last one or so. We have about another minute of interacting. Again, these are just time blocks. So even though we're doing it 5-10 minutes at a time, when you have time during the day, come back and do these. These are what grow your foundation and keep it a solid foundation to grow off of every single month. Every day that you have an extra 5 minutes or an extra 10 minutes. I don't know if y'all can hear Rylan in the back, but he clearly agrees. Do these, right? Come up with a routine that works best for you. And then at night, like how Em says, she works at like 8 to 9 o'clock at night and she gets more done. So she does them in the morning and then she does them at night. Me, with a newborn, I do them when I can, when I have those 5-10 minutes and I'm able to. Thank you so much. And I'm able to. So for me, I like to come back and do these IPAs throughout the day. I do my story in the morning because obviously we don't need to post, and we're going to move on to our stories next. So stay on to your Instagram because like for me, I post my products in the morning. I post like probably a picture of my dogs, whatever it is I'm doing, or Rylan. And then I keep there and I do it, right? And then in the middle of the day, I'll do some more interactions. I'll pick up where I left off, and at night I do some more interactions and add to my story throughout the day. So with your story, Alexis asked, and Em kind of already went over this, but I'm just going to touch base on it real quick again. So obviously, if you ended your night with an opportunity story, you're not then going to start your morning with it, right? But when I say what you did yesterday doesn't count for today, I mean it. So just because you posted one last night, that does not mean you posted it counts because it will be seen this morning. Does not mean that counts for today. Does that make sense? So yes, that story lasts for 24 hours and it's going to follow through today, but it was posted yesterday. So I don't want you to think that that counts as posting something for today. So if you are like Em and you post your opportunity stories at night and that works best for you, then you're going to do your time blocking at night for your opportunity stories. Just keep in your mind that you still have to do that at night. For me, with my busy schedule, sorry, my dog is so rude. With my busy schedule, I will do my opportunity stories different. So every single day I share a different part of my 5s for my opportunities. So yes, I have generic, hey, hi, hello, I'm Lynn's opportunity stories, but I also have opportunity stories based around parts of my 5s. So like that we don't cold message, or free product credits that we run our business for free. So for me, I don't always put up a generic opportunity story every single day. A lot of times if I do one at night and I want to post an opportunity story during the day because I know I'm not going to make it to be able to, like, hi busy mom life at 9 o'clock at night to post another one, I will pick during the middle of the day or closer to the end of the day, one that's based around a specific 5. So it isn't the same type of thing being shared over and over. So if last night I shared about the generic opportunity and like, hey, hi, hello, this is what I do. I get asked a lot of questions. Here's the breakdown. Today, I will share about that I don't have to cold message, right? So you're splitting it up so it isn't the same thing being shown. You can do that and you can save these so you have them on your busy day. But if you are like Em and you time blocked where you work in the morning and you work at night, then that's great. You don't ever have to really worry about this. But if you're like me, where it's like you're really not sure when you're going to be able to post it because life, then make sure that you're splitting it up and it isn't the same thing being shared every single time. And every single time I make a story, I save it. And we've gone over how I do my albums and stuff. So if you're new, we have trainings on that and how to talk about it, but definitely save your stories. Don't throw them away. Don't delete them. Don't waste them, because you posted it today. You could post it next week, right? You can post it in 2 weeks. You have that to bank on a day where you're just like pulling your hair out and you're like, I don't even know how my kids are still alive right now. Like I'm that like pulling my hair out moment, right? You are still able to work your business because you don't have to then sit there and make a new one. So save those because they're amazing. So right now, what I want you to do is, if you have not put an opportunity story up, put one up. If it was not last night into this morning, or it was not this morning already, put one up. If you did put an opportunity story up last night, what I want you to work on your story is sharing part of you. I want you to work on sharing you and getting your brand out there. So pull from your personal 5s and share. So I try and make sure that my story, I always have it broken up. So it isn't just thrive, 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 me, thrive, 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 me, right? So it's like a little bit of thrive and then me, a little bit of thrive and then me, or me and thrive, if that makes sense. So like if I'm driving somewhere, I'll have my DFT on my hand with my Mercedes and I'll be like, this, I have this because of this. Something so simple like that is how you can share about our opportunity and about that without having to put an entire story up about it. So using your stories when you have moments like this, or creating an opportunity story for today, is what I want you to work on for the next 5 minutes or so. If you're like me, I create my story before I post it. So I'll pull up my picture on my Instagram and highlight it, and then do what I want, save it, go to the next slide, do what I want, save it, do what I want, save it, and then not post it until I have it all. So if you need a new opportunity story, work for the next 5 minutes and start creating one. If you have not had one up, put one up for this morning. And hold on one second, Alexis, and then I'll answer that. And then keep working from there to add you into it. If you are working right now, post a picture of that. If you are with your kids, post a picture of that. Whatever it is that you're doing, post a picture of that. So we are all on this Work With Me Zoom, right? It's showing we have a community. Take a picture of this right now and post it on your story. That is sharing this without having to really, really share this, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Without going into detail about our comp plan, this is sharing that you are with a community that has your back, right? So if you don't share when you're on Zooms, if you don't share when you're on trainings, if you don't share this, that, or the other, you need to start, because that's a great way to show community. So these are all things that we can work on for like the next five or so minutes just to get going with our stories. And then we will move on from there. Alexis asked, how do you choose the right photos for your stories? So for me, I used to want to have perfect pictures on my stories, right? Because I'm like, I want to have it all together. I want it to be perfect. Now I want to be real. And I'm like, I'm not picture perfect. So I will do pictures and just add my highlight over it. Really, as long as it's you and as long as it's showing and it's clean, it's clear, it's crisp, it's not like a dirty, messy background, use it. You can use a selfie. You can use a family picture. You can use a picture of your kids. You can use a picture of you and your kid. You can use a picture of you and your dogs. You can use a picture of your dogs. Whatever is part of your fives, use it. I pick my pictures based around my fives list of my personal brand, because I know that if I'm picking from that list, it's real, it's raw, it's me. And someone's going to relate to it, right? Especially if you're talking about the opportunity, it's going to pull back into you anyway. So it makes sense to pull from there. So let's do this for like another 4 minutes or so, and then we'll move on. Okay. Hey guys. All right. So I just got a question. When I go to make op stories, I get caught up in what to write on them. So I actually have an entire training lab based on how to formulate and how to make opportunity stories if you are unsure how to start and what to do until you're comfortable to make your own. It's on my YouTube and it's on, I think I posted it to the team page actually. So if it's on there too, if you just type in op stories into like the search engine, I think it might also be underneath the topic too. So definitely check there because we have lots of options. Okay. So next thing I want to do is of course you're welcome, is follow people on Instagram. So I know I've actually had a lot of questions about following and unfollowing, and because like Instagram is blocked from third-party apps for unfollowing, it's blocking people. I want to touch on that real quick just because today is not an unfollow day for me. But I want to talk to you guys about how I am unfollowing, just to keep it so I'm not following a ton of people that have no interest in following me back, right? So what I'm doing first to unfollow, again, today is not an unfollow day for me, so I will be following today, which I'll go over next, but my unfollow days are on Sundays. So say it's Sunday comes around, what do? I pull from my unfollow app. I do pull that up so it tells me who isn't following me, and then I go into my my Instagram and I type them in and I manually unfollow them. I do about maybe 20 to 30 at a time, just because you don't want to get blocked. If you do too many too fast at a time, it'll take away your following list so you can't see them, because Instagram will know that you're mass unfollowing people. So just do a little bit at a time. Again, don't worry about really it's just any unfollow app. If you just type unfollow into your app store, you'll be able to pull them up. So I do that just solely to pull the names, but I don't use it for anything else. So if that helps, and you have an app that is still allowing you to log into it, you can try that. If not, that's the only thing that I have found. Has anybody else found anything else that has working for them? If you are, please let us know. But that's the only thing I have found that is working for me. So next, what I want to do is follow. So what I do is I like to follow anywhere from like 50 to maybe around 50 people at a time, really. I don't like to do a ton at once and like flag Instagram to let them think that I'm like mass doing any sort of thing. Anything that you do in mass quantities on Instagram is going to flag you and then you fall into. And I see Christina Brill on here, so she could totally be like, hi, hey, hello, because she's been blocked a couple times for doing it manually and not for doing it too fast. So make sure that when you're doing anything, it isn't too fast. Cleaner has been working periodically. I can unfollow. So I noticed that Cleaner was working also, but it only worked like once. And then my Instagram told me that I needed to change my password because a third-party app had control of it, and it gave me like hives. And I was like, no, we're not blocking me. No. And so I stopped doing that. But if it is working for you, that's awesome. So be very, very careful. Yes, be careful. Because it gave me hives when it told me to change my password. So go ahead, and if you are new and you aren't sure how to follow, what I personally do is I find accounts that I really, really like, and I follow them, right? And I go to people that like a picture, as long as they're not in Thrive, right? If they're in Thrive, we have no reason to go and kind of use their stuff because they're not your potential, right? You don't need to follow somebody in Thrive. They're not your potential, nor do you need to follow people that they're following because those aren't your potentials. But what I do recommend is using your explore page, using geotags, using hashtags. I couldn't think of the word. Wow, words are hard today. Using all of those things and using your resources and typing in things that have to do with your fives. Like if you're a boy mom, if you're a girl mom, if you like to DIY, if you are into home improvements, if you're into gardening, if you're into Great Danes, like if those are part of your fives and those are part of your life, go and search them and you'll see accounts that relate to it also. And you can go in and follow and build relationships. And that also makes it so when you're intentionally interacting with them, it's not like pulling teeth what to say because you have a lot of things similar. Do you follow 50 every day and only unfollow once a week? I follow 50 at a time. So if I'm see myself scrolling, I catch myself and I'm like, go follow, go grow your network. That's me. But I mean, obviously if you aren't sitting there scrolling, then you don't have to be like me, but sometimes I catch myself scrolling and I'm like, stop, go grow your network, go work your business. And so I pull myself to the right mindset. And then, I have to unfollow once a week is what I do. You're welcome. Have a good day, love. How do I do these numbers, into my Zoom contacts? I have no idea what that is. I don't know how to answer that. Sorry, love. I don't work Zoom. I'm not a tech-a-weenie. I'm just lucky I can log in and log out. Okay, so let's go ahead and start following right now. We'll do it for like another 5 minutes or so just to get those people in, and then we can go from there. The question was, do I follow people who are already with another company? If I relate to them on a level, yes, because I'm not always like, my intentions are not to mass recruit ever. My intentions are to grow relationships. I have a ton of relationships with people who are in other companies, other top earners in other companies, stuff like that. Like, we're not competition. I don't view it like that. So as I find people, it's really just growing my network, is what I like to do. I may have missed you mentioned this, but does it trigger anything if you unfollow like 50 or so a day? Not at a day, not a day, but at a time. If you mass unfollow, it will trigger it for sure. I'm just very, very cautious of how many people are getting blocked. I don't want to be one of them. Okay, so finish following for like another minute or so, and then we'll move on to talking about what we're going to post for the day and how to pull from that. Well, you guys are finishing following. I'm going to go ahead and start talking about that because we really only have about like 10 more minutes of this. So as far as what to post, I want you guys to pull from your fives, but I also want everybody, do you follow Instagram that day just for fun? I don't know what that means. What? I don't know what that means. What do you mean just for fun? Sorry, I'm lost. Oh, that say just for fun. I've never seen any that say that. And people have on their Instagram just for fun. Oh, probably not. That I would be confused by that.
It's like the blogger thing. Like, you know how we change it to like blogger and like I don't know, like what's another one?
Oh,
Fashion model.
is it just like that thing of how they classify their account? Oh, well then, yeah, I thought it was something completely like off the track. You know me, I get nervous. So yeah, I mean, as long as it seems like a normal, I don't want to say like normal because what's normal, but as long as it seems like something that you can relate to, then yeah, sure, why not? Well, I would. Okay, so let's talk about posting. So today, the second of the month is always our you're good, Gia. I was like, what is that? But anyway, so it's always our credit day. Something I love and something that's a part of my fives. So I don't know if it's a part of your fives, but if it is, this would be a really good idea of something to share. If not today, then this week. You might already have your post idea ready for today. I like to always pull from my fives. Again, if you haven't watched my fives video, it's up there on our team page and I highly suggest watching it. But I pull from it. So part of my fives is that we run our business for free and we earn our products for free, right? Isn't that it's what sets us apart? It makes it seriously amazing. I've never been a part of a company that does that. So for me, that's a huge part of our fives. And on the second of the month, that is what allows us to do this. So I like to share on the second of the month about that. If you don't have credits, that's okay. You still get to run your business for free. Share it, right? If you got credits, share it, right? Talk about it. Be like, I got, because of just for working my business on top of being paid, I got blank, 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 right? Which is your credits. If you are using that to fill up on your own supply, great. If you're using that to offer to others as a personal promo, great. This is a time that you can share that and make sure that you share they're your personal product credits, right? What other company allows you to do that? So when you have these and you're using them either to fill up with your own stock or to help others, share it. Today is a really good day to talk about that. Today is a really good day to share about it. And, if you are looking for like, I know a lot of times I get asked how I add pictures on top of pictures. So like how I would add the amount of credits I have onto my picture and like transparent, like kind of blend it out. I use the app Fonto, but there's also PicArt and stuff like that. So you can play around with the different apps to add it on top just as a layer. But to me, Fonto was the easiest way for me to do that. So that's something really good today. If that isn't part of your fives, pick from your fives. Pick from whether it be product or company and also your branding five for your picture. Pull that in and make a post around it. So let's take about, we'll end around 10:50. And then we will move to doing our I am and gratitude if you haven't done that to work on those for the day. But we're going to end this around 10:50. So if you guys just want to make your list of what you want to talk about, anything like that, or if anybody has any questions, this would probably be the best time to ask them because we'll end in about 2 or 3 minutes. I use Fonto here. I'll type it out in the, it's like photo, but not. Fonto. I put it in the chat. So yeah, let's start working on that. And then we are going to end. I like to really, once I do a round of my IPAs, I like to go into my I am and my gratitude just because I think that that carries me through the rest of my day. If you've already done those for the day, amazing. If that isn't something that is part of your daily task and how you work your business, I highly suggest adding them in because claiming what you are and what you're going to do, it's huge. It's speaking it to the universe, but more than that, reminding the universe what you're grateful for. So it opens you up to have more. You cannot have more if you aren't already thankful for what you have. So for me, it's huge that I go into my day with that. I do a round of IPAs and then I kind of level myself and center myself around my I am and my, hi Braxton. Sorry, I had to say hi. He was saying hi. And going from there. Of course, I'm happy to help. And if anybody has any other questions, let me know. If you already have your post idea going, everything like that, you're more than welcome to hop off of here. I'm just going to stay on for a little bit longer in case anybody has any questions. What are I am? Okay, so these are basically what you're claiming. I am 4K. I am 12K. I am 40K, right? You're speaking it to the universe. What are you? I am, and then I'm my favorite ones that I use besides I am 200K. I like to take it a little bit away from the business and recenter myself of I am worthy. I am enough. I am grateful, just as things to remind the universe and to remind myself. A lot of times when you look in the mirror and you say your I ams, it's difficult, right? And why is it difficult to tell yourself, I am enough, I am worthy, I am deserving, I am this, right? Because a lot of times in our minds, we tell ourselves differently. When you speak it out, you're telling yourself that. Look in the mirror and speak your I ams. They're very, very powerful. Look in the mirror and sit or stand, whatever you do. I like to sit. I have floor-length mirrors everywhere. So I like to sit and I like to do them. And I like to remind myself of what I am because it carries me through the day. It reminds me of my mindset and where it needs to be. If I would have started last year with a bulletproof mindset as I do today, I was telling my team, if my mindset would have been last year what it is right now, like flip-flop in days and years, it was already an amazing, insane year, but I couldn't even imagine what more would have happened, right? When you are in control of your own mind and you're telling yourself you're worthy and you're telling yourself you are enough, you're setting yourself up to do that. You're reminding yourself. Our biggest lies that we tell ourselves are to ourselves, right? When you're telling a lot of lies, I don't like to lie, right? Nobody likes to lie, but we all lie to ourselves. We tell ourselves if we're not enough. We tell ourselves we can't do this. We tell ourselves those are lies that you're telling yourself. So when you're telling yourself the I ams, it's pulling those away and erasing those and telling yourself the truth. You're speaking it into the universe. And that's so much more powerful than lying to yourself, right? If you're telling yourself that I'm going to do this, but you're really not, you're lying to yourself, and you need to sit there and you need to do your I ams of I am going to do this, not I have, but I am going to do this. So flip the script in your own mind. Brielle did a really, really good training on that. If you have not watched it, that one's up on my YouTube also, but it's also on the team page of how to flip it. Yeah, that's awesome. She writes the negative thoughts down and then she crosses them out numerous times. I'm just very big on what you give energy to grows. So if I'm giving energy to my I ams, if I'm giving energy to what I'm grateful for, they're only going to continue to grow. Okay, I think I got all the questions and I don't want to keep you guys any longer in your day. So go ahead and finish up your post, write it in your notes, finish it up, make a post. If you are unsure what picture to pull from, I always suggest pulling from part of your brand fives because you can never go wrong when you're sharing from that. It'll never hurt your social media look. It'll never hurt anything like that. Don't worry about, does this look good? And worry about more, is this me? That's what's more powerful than, is this like a picture perfect picture? So be you, go strong into the weekend, go strong into the month, go strong into this year, and know that what you do today is for today. Pull these IPAs and do them every single day because every single day is a new day. And that's how your business is going to grow day by day. So I love you guys and I hope you have a great day. And if anybody has any questions that I did not get to, go ahead and shoot me a message. Bye.